Hey, welcome to Vets to P.S.C. My name is Ken. In today's video, we're talking about something that many veterans don't know about, and that's the Purple Heart / Combat Decoration tuition and fee waiver and how it works, who's eligible, and how you can use it, especially if you've used your GI Bill in its entirety, you've gotten your master's or you've gotten your bachelor's, or one of those programs just didn't align, and now you're looking at a new career path like law enforcement or wanting to get into the trades. I'm solely going to be focusing on Florida. I live in Central Florida. I've done the legwork. I've made the mistakes. I've hunted this stuff down. So I've done all the things that I need to do to go ahead and give you this information for Florida. I know there's about 4 or 5 other states that have a program very similar to this, right? But I'm just going to be focusing on Florida. So please use this as a template to do the research on your state if they have a similar program and hunt it down the way that I'm going to show you how to hunt it down, all right? With that being said, if you already used up all of your GI Bill, let's say you're applying for the VR&E program, and the VR&E program has turned you down, right? I've had the worst luck with them, probably the most disgusting creatures in all of the VA. VR&E just isn't accepting you because for whatever reason, they don't find you entitled to VR&E, right? You have this option if you have the Purple Hearts, Bronze Stars with Valor, or anything higher, all the way up to a Medal of Honor. In the meantime, we'll cover the history and the law of this program, the eligibility, what schools accept it, and how to apply for it, all right? So let's jump in. All right, guys, so let's start off with opening up a browser of your choosing, okay? And I go through Google, and I'm going to type in, let's see, we're going to type in, bear with me, Purple Heart or Superior Combat Decoration Tuition and Fee Waiver. You can do a quick search, right? AI is going to pop something up here, and it tells you what it has, right? You can look at the AI, right? This is the eligibility and requirements for this program here in the state of Florida, all right? You have to have a decoration, and this is what it says: Purple Heart or Superior Combat Decoration, such as it has to be a Bronze Star with Valor. It has to be Silver Star, Air Force Cross, Navy Cross, Distinguished Service Cross, and Distinguished Flying Cross, all the way up to Medal of Honor. Let me double check because I want to check on that Bronze Star. I don't know if it's a Bronze Star or Bronze Star with Valor. I'm for sure that it has to be a Bronze Star. Bear with me. Purple Heart Waiver. All right, let's see what it says here. All right, so this is through the Florida Department of Education, FLDOE.org. Okay, the Purple Heart Waiver established here provides tuition waivers for Florida military veterans who have received a Purple Heart or combat decoration that is superior in precedence. All right, so the waiver covers the tuition towards a degree or certificate program up to 110% of the required hours for the program of study. The waiver does not cover other costs such as textbooks, housing, and food. However, additional financial aid opportunities may be available, so contact the college's financial aid office for other financial aid opportunities. To be eligible, the veteran or active military member must be a current Florida resident. Again, we went through that line that you saw with the AI. All right, may be a full-time or part-time student, okay? Must be enrolled in a certificate or degree program. Non-degree seeking does not qualify for the waiver. All right, so non-degree seeking does not qualify for the waiver. All right, I don't understand what that means because I know for a fact that I'm going to show you an example. A technical school that I applied to ended up accepting me, and this is for a technical program for their electrician program. It's a 1,200-hour course, right? I was just throwing it up in the air, trying to see what's available, to see if this magic is real, and it is, and I'll show you that example. all right? Maybe a full-time or part-time student must be enrolled in a certificate or degree program. Again, we already read that. Must submit the DD-214 form issued at the time of separation from service indicating the student received the combat decoration. Other documentation may be acceptable, all right? Please work with the college to determine that. This is an important thing, guys. I reached out. Look, I mean, I went to Valencia College for their basic law enforcement academy. It's coming up in February for their nighttime academy, all right? They had no idea that this existed, right? I had to contact the financial aid. Financial aid had to contact the business department side. Finally, they tracked it down and they saw that this was available. Anyone that had a Purple Heart, Bronze Star with Valor, or any other Superior Combat Meritorious Award, all the way up to Medal of Honor, qualifies for that. And this was signed by, let's see, I'm reading here. In 2022, the law was updated and signed by Governor Ron DeSantis to expand eligibility to recipients of Purple Hearts and under combat decorations of equal or superior presidents, okay? So the idea, and this is the idea, and I'm reading this off of, doing a quick Google search, right? The idea was that veterans who had sacrificed in combat deserve access to education without the barrier of tuition fees, especially those certificate and career technical programs at public colleges, career centers, etc. Okay? The waiver requires the institution to waive tuition and fees for qualifying veterans when enrolled in degree or certificate programs at a Florida college system institution, a district-operated career center, or a chartered technical career center. Now, I know for a fact that here they have what used to be known as an unemployment office. This was a long time ago. They changed the name of that. They call it Career Source now. Anytime here in Florida, if you go into a career source, all you have to do, you can do a walk-in if you're a veteran and tell them you are a veteran. They will slap a sticker on you that says veteran, thank you for your service, and you get expedited everything, right? They're really great about that. They take care of you. Here, that's how I went through my PMP. I got my project management professional certification because I literally went into a career center. I told them, hey, I'm looking to get whatever services are available, sign up for this program, whatever I can get. They were like, outstanding. They slapped a sticker on me, got me to fill out all the paperwork, hooked me up with a counselor. She was phenomenal. Her name is Valentina. If you end up coming and, working with me, I can put you in contact with Valentina and she will expedite it. And I know that she got promoted, so now she's like one of the head people here for the Career Center in Central Florida in the Kissimmee, Orlando area. So she's doing great things. She's helping me out. I'm constantly communicating with her, and she's literally every time I put one of my guys on her, she expedites the process. She gets them involved in schools or any sort of expedited training courses, boot camps, that kind of stuff. So I knocked out a whole full-blown project management professional certification training course. Ended up taking the certification, passed the certification, and got my project management, my PMP through the Project Management Institute. So they were able to help out. But the thing is with Career Source is if you use that service that one time for any certification, you can't use that service again. So you have to really know what it is that you're going to get into, and you're going to have to really go after that, right? So, but right now we have this Purple Heart, recipient waiver, or this, superior combat. So I have not seen anything online that says that you're limited to only one use, right? I haven't seen anything that says you're capped out. So again, that's a great thing. So what my plans and my intentions are is I will be signing up for some sort of, after school course, probably within the IT world to continue to grow. I know Valencia College has already accepted, I'm already locked in for Valencia College. They've already accepted the Purple Heart. I turned in the paperwork for that. They're like, absolutely, Ken, all your, and this is for a nighttime academy. I know that they have a program with robotics and semiconductor chips. I'm talking to them about possible AI programs, evening courses with AI, or continuing my course through the DevOps sphere, cloud administration, cloud engineering world. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. But guys, this is available. Again, everything that I speak is because of things that I've learned, I've failed at, or I've put it through the test and I'm like, okay, roger that, this does work. I'm going to go ahead and compile all the notes, put it all together, and push this information out to the guys so that they can go ahead and start applying for this, right? You earned this. You are entitled to this, all right?
This is your service for your country. You went above and beyond, especially this one, the Purple Heart. Granted, you didn't know the 5 Ds of freaking dodgeball.
If you're going to learn to be true dodgeballers, then you've got to learn the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. If you master the 5 Ds, no amount of balls on earth can hit you.
Not all of us do. Obviously, I didn't do so well because, I kept getting hit. So call it unlucky or the fact that I just didn't practice the 5 Ds of dodgeball. But nonetheless, this is available for you guys. Please feel free to use it. I'm going to go down. I'm going to touch up on a little bit more on the eligibility. So let's see what this has. FloridaHouse.com. All right, here we go. That's what I wanted to see, baby. Okay. So state tuition assistance for decorated veterans. All right. And this is, again, this program is state funded. So that's why you have to go through the Florida Department of Education. Does the state provide tuition assistance for veterans who have received combat decoration? Yes. Institutions in the state university system and Florida college systems are statutorily required to waive undergraduate tuition for recipients of Purple Heart or other combat decorations superior and presidents to the Purple Heart, which include. That's what this is, right? So you got to be careful when you utilize AI, right? That's another thing. You can utilize AI. I utilize AI like crazy at work, but I always go through 2 or 3 different validations, right? And I use other AIs to validate, right? But you have to always validate your work, okay? So right now, when we looked earlier, Google said that, oh yeah, as long as you have a bronze star. Negative, and I knew that was, it has to be meritorious. It has to be above and beyond, right? That kind of stuff. Bronze star medal must be valor designation or device. All right. So it goes Purple Heart, bronze star with valor. No. It's got to be a real bronze star with a V device, right? Right. Then we go Distinguished Flying Cross, Legion of Merit, must be with a V designation. Silver Star, Air Force Cross, Navy Cross, all the way up. Distinguished Service Cross, all the way up to Medal of Honor. All right. You have to know it has to be with the valor designation. All right. What are the students' eligibility requirements for receipt of the undergraduate tuition? All right. So you can read all that. Now, I don't know if this was 2010, 2011. Obviously, I said that this was all revamped. And again, signed 2022, I think was the last time that, yeah. See, here we go. Yeah, during 2008, 2009. So this is what that's talking about, older stuff. But it still applies. Bronze Star with Valor, Purple Hearts, that kind of stuff, right? Okay, so that's that. Let's see. Yep. So as you can see here, all you have to do is a quick Google search and you'll pop stuff out. And you just sift through it, see what is available, what the white papers say. Each university have an individual designated as the university liaison to handle student issues. Now be careful, guys, because a lot of the times that you reach out to these financial aid services, they have no idea. These people don't come across, like, the only thing they're used to are GI Bill and VR&E. Those are the only two. Whenever you come over here, big D swinging, you got freaking, you put in work for America, right? Thank you for your service, by the way, right? So you got your Purple Hearts because you don't know the 5 Ds of dodgeball. You got hit. And then you got your other awards that you just went above and beyond out there, freaking throwing grenades, freaking, yeah, man, just biting people's legs off and throwing that at them, right? You got your V devices, you got all the way up to a Medal of Honor. These people don't know because there's so very few and far between soldiers that have those decorations, right? All gave some gave all, right? But then there's that little extra, that little bit of that just went above and beyond, right? They don't really deal with a lot of that, right? So you have to make sure that when you talk to them, you bring this up to them, gather the information, provide it to them via email. Then they're going to end up doing the search. You have no idea how many times I talked to a student aid or financial services or advisor or something. They were like, oh no, we don't have to. We just do GI and VR&E. And I'm like, ma'am, I can wholeheartedly, you are a state college, you are whatever. I was like, I can wholeheartedly tell you that this program does exist. I'm going to send these over. Please contact whoever you need to contact. That way you guys can look all this up and then let me know what you come up with. So, again, not being nasty towards them or anything, just letting them know, I'm telling you this does exist. lo and behold, they'll come back and be like, oh my God, we didn't know, Ken. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm making this video. How many of you guys really know about this, right? I didn't know about this. So anyways, I wish I did, right? Because I would have made a lot less mistakes and I would have strategized a lot more, right? So anyways, all right. So that's what we got here. I want to come back and I want to talk to you guys, right? So we already went through eligibility. Now we're going to go through how to search for this, right? So this is what I did, right? And I'm going to give you the overall gist. I'm reading this off of my notes, all right? So bear with me. Schools and programs that accept it, all right? Or should accept it. Here are some examples in Florida's central region, right? Again, I live in central Florida, Kissimmee, Orlando area. So these are the colleges that I was looking at, right? Based off the programs that I wanted, or just programs that I've had a lot of veterans reach out to me, tell me, hey, Ken, I'm done contracting overseas. I followed your advice. I'm good. They're just not paying as much. Plus, I'm ready to come home. I want to start getting into a trade. You have no idea how many veterans I talk to that want to get into HVAC or electrician, carpentry. I was like, damn, all right, Jesus, more power to you. Plumber. And then I start doing the research. With the growth of AI and how much energy is going to be needed to be consumed, infrastructure growing left and right, our population continuing to grow, the trades is where it's at, right? So I really started digging down on that, and that's when I started applying for these positions, doing the research on that, because I know that a lot of guys reach out to me, and I wanted to provide that information for you guys. So this is what I've gotten, right? So what I did was I ended up applying to a whole bunch of colleges, wrote them. And Valencia College is one of them. oTECH, Osceola Technical College, was another one. oTECH is very close to my house. It's about 15 minutes away. Valencia College is about 30 minutes away. Ridge Technical College is about 45 minutes away. That's in Lakeland. And then you've got FTC, Florida Technical College. All right. This doesn't qualify for that, but that's why I left it at the end. But I'm going to talk to you about FTC. Anyway, and then I've got, this one. All right. So what I did was I went in there and I emailed every single one of the financial aid or the student financial aid services, right? And I contacted them. I contacted the schools, talked to a student advisor, that kind of stuff. Told them who I was, what my background was, and that I was interested in one of their programs, right? You always have to do the research. So let's take a look right now. Let's do, we're going to do Ridge Technical. Ridge Technical College. All right, and that's in Winter Haven, Florida. Ridge Technical. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so that's in Polk County, right? And they've got a whole bunch of programs here. Ridge Technical College. Let's look at the career programs. Adult education. Here we go. Look at all the programs that we have, guys. Industrial manufacturing. So all of you guys that are combat arms guys that you're not going to do well, white collar jobs, or you're not going to blend in well with that kind of environment where you're going to have to walk on eggshells and they just don't get the veteran dark humor. Like, bro, I feel you, man. I've struggled. I've even struggled contracting overseas, working in some certain environments because of the people that I worked with, and it was just. It was very difficult for me to try to figure out, so many mistakes that I've made. And I failed a lot, guys. A lot of it had to do with the way that I was, whether it was being immature, being egocentric, or just being not meshing with the kind of individuals that were there, right? You just have to eventually find your place and don't give up. That's all I ask you. Don't give up, man. I've spoken to so many veterans that they'll say, hey, man, I didn't work out and I tried this and I tried that and I did this and I did that, man. I'm not like you, Ken. I tried everything. And I'm like, yeah, man, but the only thing you didn't try was not to give up. I was like, that's the difference between you and I. I didn't give up and I finally found my position. I finally found something that I'm good at and finally found something that's conducive to me, right? And I was like, but you quit right when you were so close. Guys, you got to keep going. Anyways. All right. So anyway, this is the career programs that Polk Technical College offers, or Ridge Technical. They've got automotive, a master. Let's see what else we have. Diesel systems technician. I've heard some veterans asking for that. Energy technician, welding, right? Saudi Arabia. You want to get into contracting? You still want to contract, but not for the DoD or whatever. Saudi Arabia is building that line, that giant freaking whole thing. They're hiring welders, they're hiring electricians. These are U.S. expats as well, right? You can get into welding technology, go work overseas, in one of these places or oil rig platform or whatever, making pretty damn good money, right? Let's take a look at plumbing, HVAC. These are all trades that are going to be needed, right? At the end of the day, infrastructure is growing. We're always going to need plumbing. AI, artificial intelligence, is not going to take over plumbing. It's not going to take over welding, even though there's some, machines that go out there and start doing its thing, with cars and everything. But, I don't know. Welding's still a good profession. Electrician, you're always going to need that, and that's growing. And let's say you've got, like right now, I've been dabbling in utilizing cloud technologies and making my home into a smart home. So I've been incorporating open source, camera systems, tying them together with the cloud, creating dashboards for monitoring and alerting. But I want my house to be like Tony Stark's. You walk in, motion sensors, there's facial recognition, there's all kinds of stuff. And this is the experiment that I'm doing out of my home, right? But that's because I have that IT background already, and I can grow. So I can use things like electrician with programmatic logic circuitry. Right, that's another course. FTC covers that. They have an electrical program with programmatic logic circuitry, and that's the future. That's what all these Universal Studios with the light shows doing. Freaking SeaWorld with their light shows. That's all of that they're doing. So I want to incorporate that kind of training, that kind of level of knowledge into my home, making it into smart home / efficient home. And that really coincides together with the IT world and electrician. So again, I'm telling you guys this because these programs are available. Look, guys, the money is no longer in contracting. You want to go overseas, you're going to get some bullshit offer just like I've been offered. They offered me some bullshit. I'm disgusted. Like, why even call me and talk to me, you disgusting creatures? Wasting my time. Recruiters, that's another video that I'm going to get into, right? I'm going to tell you how dirty these recruiters are, the bullshit words that they spin. It's like watching a liberal news network. They spin these words and they freaking, oh yeah, competitive pricing. Bullshit, it's not competitive pricing. There's the lowest that you could possibly go compared to your other companies and other competition who too are bidding on contracts, low bidding on the contracts, and then the stakeholders have to make their profits, so they're cutting how much the guys are going to get paid. That's what that is. Guys, get the hell out of contracting. Go overseas just to stabilize yourself for a little bit, come up and devise a plan, stack your money up a little bit because you're not spending money over there at all. Then come back home when you have a solid freaking game plan, hit up school. So you're getting your GI Bill, you're getting paid. If you go to a place like Central Florida here, you're going to get the maximum amount of pay for the for your BAH, right? I'm telling you guys, contracting ain't it no more. It ain't it no more, So get into something like this if you want trade-wise. There's law school out there. There's freaking pilot program. There's a pilot shortage right now. You can get into the pilot program and do that. I have a buddy of mine who everybody laughed at him. The dude had no flight experience. We went through the ACAP process up in Herbert Field, Eglin Air Force Base, right, when 7th Group moved us down there. I got out in 2013, so did he. We were sitting there with a whole bunch of Air Force people, and they asked him, what do you want to do? He's like, I want to be a pilot when I get out and fly commercial planes. They asked him, what flight experience? Oh, you were in the Air Force? He was like, no, I was Army. Oh, so you flew helicopters? He was like, no, I have no flight experience. Everybody just started laughing at him. You could tell this dude got so angry, and rightfully so. I got angry that people were making fun of him. That was his dream. This dude went full-blown balls to the walls. He was one of the guys that this program didn't even exist, and he freaking made it happen with the state, talking to the Career Center and all this stuff. And he is now flying for American Airlines. And they did an expo on him being the first Uruguayan American freaking pilot. It was crazy, and I'm very, very proud of him. Congratulations for him, right? Again, leads to don't freaking quit. So, anyways. But this is what this school has, and it has available. So let's just open up electricity. Let's see what they have available. All right, look at this program. All right, so I think it's 2 locations: Travis Technical College, yep, and then Rich Technical College. All right, so look at the timelines, guys. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So you can do either morning class or evening class, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. The cost, Florida resident, right? Non-resident, look at that. But guys, you don't have to pay for anything if you're a Florida. Come down from wherever you are. right? Let's say your state doesn't offer these programs. Come down to Florida, right? Become a resident here. Get your driver's license. Everything changed. Become a resident. Now you have that Purple Heart behind your back, or you got that Bronze Star with Valor or whatever. Now you can go to school for free. Or you can utilize your GI Bill. Excuse me. Or you can utilize your GI Bill, or you can utilize VR&E. Either ways, if you have any issues or you need help walking you through the process, let me know. I can tell you right now, I have not been accepted to the VR&E program, but I can tell you what it is that I said that screwed me out of it. And everything else that I said following past that they used against me, right? So I can coach you into what not to do and what not to say to not screw yourself over. Okay, so yeah, that's Ridge Technical College, right? And then you've got this other one, Travis Technical College, right? These do qualify for that Purple Heart waiver, all right? Electrician helper, residential electrician, commercial electrician, right? So that's 1,200 hours, occupational completion points, all right? And then you get your licensure and certification. Guys, these programs are available. Please take full advantage of it, right? With the way that the budget cuts are happening and how they're trying to nickel and dime everything, I don't know if they're going to touch the veterans or not. I know a lot of people have been complaining about it throughout the years. All the veterans get all these, right? This is earned, and this is well earned and well deserved, right? Try to take advantage of this because you just don't know how long these programs are going to exist. All right, so take a look at here, right? We said Ridge Technical. So once you find the program, once you're like, okay, you know what, Kenny Alisea, I'm interested in the 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. for Tuesdays and Thursdays. All right, let me reach out to them via phone call. I don't like phone calls. I want everything documented, right? I want documentation on everything, email correspondence. After everything's been documented, everything corresponds, then I'll call you on the phone and we'll hash out, and just for my situational awareness and understanding, then we'll hash out the remaining. But in the meantime, no sir, nope, everything's going to be done via email so that it is tracked. All right, and this is what the example is. All right, so what happened? I ended up reaching out to Ridge Technical College, right, and I asked them a question. They responded with, "Good morning, Mr. Alisea. First and foremost, thank you for your service. Your bravery and dedication are deeply appreciated, and our country is fortunate to have individuals like you." You're damn right, and you're welcome. Thank you for your support. Right. We're thrilled to hear of your interest in our electricity program. The 1,200 clock hour certificate program is classified as a career certificate post-secondary program and qualifies under the Purple Heart / Combat Decoration Waiver statute. To proceed, I'll need a copy of your DD-214 along with documentation confirming your Purple Heart status. Right? Additionally, are you planning to utilize other veteran benefits, such as Chapter 33 or Chapter 35? If so, we can apply those as well. I would just need a copy of your certificate of eligibility in order to certify your benefits with the VA. I'll be your main point of contact through this process as I serve as both the financial aid coordinator and VA school certifying official here at Ridge. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions or concerns. We look forward to supporting you on your journey to become a student at Ridge. Guys, the poison's real. This is real. All right? Please take full advantage of that. All right? If you got a program very similar to you where you live in your state, I would suggest doing the same thing. Finding out what the schools are, finding out who the financial aid coordinator or the VA school certifying official is, send them a message directly, tell them who you are, what you're interested in, what your background is, the program that you qualify for, and have them go ahead and talk to you about what the next steps will be, right? That's how you're going to get in. All right. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's what I have for you. I've talked a lot. I've given you my gold little nuggets. I hope you stayed. I know it's a lot. The information I'm putting out to you guys is information that I'm putting out. That way you don't make the same mistakes that I make, and you can actually grow and do great things out there, right? Represent for the veteran community in a positive way. If you like the content that I put down, please subscribe, right? If you know anybody, you can have relatives, you can have family members, you can have friends that they didn't know this existed, right? Let's say someone's suffering from PTSD hardcore, they've given up because they just can't mesh or whatever, and they feel like, that they've used up their college education or they don't qualify for the VR&E and they're down on their luck and they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Hey man, you have this other option. All right, you have this option. Please feel free to use it. In the meantime, what I'm gonna ask you to do is please, if you like the content that I put out, like and subscribe, right? Hit the bell and the notification. That way, every time I put out a new video, you get alerted to it. You get to watch it, okay? I'm gonna start slowly shifting my content more stateside. Share this with your friends. Share this with family members. Also, if there's any content that you would like to see, right? Guys, I've been through a lot, and if it hasn't been something that I've been through, I will go ahead and I'll do the research for you guys, and I'll post out a video, right? If there's anything that you want to see me make, please go ahead, drop a comment down below. Tell me what it is that you want to see me put out content-wise. Other than that, if you enjoyed the content that I was here, just like, subscribe, put a message down, say thanks, Ken, you know, whatever it may be. All right. Talk to you later. Have a good one.